Starting recording right now, today's episode of How to Fix World of Warcraft. One of the most important things for fixing World of Warcraft is doing this Gift of the Lotus that is going to have an Ember Noggle statue. That's so much more important than anything in World of Warcraft.
It's a way better cosmetic than any of the dumb cosmetic mounts in World of Warcraft. That's for damn sure.
Should we or should we not? Although we worked an embarrassing amount of time on getting the Brewfest Kodo, because now on my Alliance tune.
Well, that was important. That mattered.
That's important. This is important. This means
because on my Alliance, my sexy ass paladin fat tits paladin, I can actually have the best mount, the best racial mount in the game, the Kodo, and I can ride it around.
And for those who don't know, the Kodo is a fucking dinosaur. And it's not a raptor. There are raptors in the game, but the Kodo is more like a fucking... It's like riding a fucking miniature brontosaurus. It's not long neck, though. It's like a fucking...
its neck is closer to the ground instead. Yeah. But then it's also got a bunch of sweet kick-ass armor.
Yeah, it looks like a dinosaur made for riding. It's the coolest mount. It's the coolest kind of mount in the entire game. Although they add like all these vanity pay... microtransaction, or not even microtransaction. Some of the cost of these mounts is like the cost of the entire game.
Yeah, it's macro transaction. Yeah, that shit really does offend me. Normally I'd be like, hey, if you want to pay money, fine. But
we don't. The thing is, we're against that, but at the same time, we're not going to say, "Oh, get rid of that," because I don't care. Because I don't have to buy that, like a fucking personal Zeppelin mount or something. In order to play the game, I don't give a shit. Whatever the fuck ever. If someone's going to pay $25 for that, go ahead and let them. I'm not going to. I'll live without the mount. I find it's shockingly easy to live my life without having that fucking mount. In comparison, in Warframe, the visual fucking what are they called? The cosmetic things in Warframe are 1 billion times cheaper, and you can get a lot of them just for free. But some of the ones I paid money for, and I don't care that I paid money for them. But I paid maybe $2.
Yeah,
$2 for the new ship.
$2 maybe.
Yeah,
for how much some of the stuff cost. Yeah, not even $2.
And the micropayment...
They put the stuff on sale, too.
The in-game cryptocurrency, if you will, the platinum, they give you coupons to buy platinum for cheaper, and every once in a while, kind of a rare while maybe, but every once in a while, they'll give you like 75% off platinum, so you can buy like $50 worth of platinum for $5. And it's like, it comes with bonus platinum, and like, here's a little flurry of some weapon mods with that will give you that, like the rare.
I've only gotten that twice since I've ever started playing, which was 5 years ago. But I've frequently gotten 50% off.
It's kind of all I need. Yeah, there's more frequently 50% off.
And believe me, the amount of money I spent on World of Warcraft monthly subscriptions.
Yeah, it's
I've still spent more money on that than I ever have on this. Sadly.
We're living disgraces, permanently shamed throughout lives, without even people knowing. Like, I go through life just miserable and ashamed at how much money I spent on World of Warcraft, just for the monthly subscriptions. I have never spent another dime on anything in World of Warcraft that wasn't either monthly subscriptions, or I think one time I did a paid character transfer to another server because
that's the worst shit.
Because we quit the game.
My character name.
We quit the game, and there was you had a character. I don't know if you want to say what it was.
I'll specifically just say this: I had a character with specific name. It was considered to be not a problem until suddenly a few years into the game, where it probably got reported.
5 years into the game or so.
Like way, just out of nowhere.
Like the third
expansion. Your name has been reported for being inappropriate, and we're changing it. It's like, it's really not inappropriate.
And it was because after you got somebody in World of Warcraft was playing, you were in a battleground, in one of the PvP battlegrounds, and somebody got mad at something you did, so they reported your name. That's what happened.
and so I had to go and they changed the name without asking for permission. Probably because I was like not even my account was probably expired or some shit.
Or you had a secret flag on your account where they're like, this guy fucking is a piece of shit. He was reported before for calling somebody a faggot in Alterac Valley.
Somebody calling a faggot for being a faggot.
Yes. And like, therefore, therefore, you know, again,
I don't really do that though. I don't call people faggots in Alterac Valley if they're being faggots. Usually, I do it because it's funny. That's it.
But I remember, and plus it wasn't constant. And don't forget, this was about 10 years ago. This wasn't the current day where you fucking get reported. We basically practically
this invented... This is before they got rid of GGEZ.
Yeah, we single-handedly invented getting reported for calling people a faggot in a game. That was us first before anyone else. Name anyone who has ever done it, we did before them. Or can sell. Oh, shit. Anyways, let me tag this. There.
So like, share, comment, subscribe. Be sure you're still not subscribed.
Yeah, unsubscribe. But yeah, that's again. It goes to show what the community. That's what the World of Warcraft community is like.
The shitbag community.
But not oh fuck, another one.
Another.
Yeah, I know. That's pretty cool. Oh, this game's really good. Unlike World of Warcraft. Anyways,
this game shouldn't go to hell.
Yeah. Yes. The thing is, that's the community, not just the players, but the developers, the GMs, the people in charge. They changed your name. They have a policy where if they change your name, they will at least ask you, do you have another suggestion? They didn't do that for you. They changed your name.
I don't remember if I was offline or not.
They were like, haha, fuckhead, give us $20 if you want to actually decide what your new name should be. They just basically scammed you.
$20, I think it's $10. But yeah, after like...
And your name wasn't inappropriate, by the way. There was nothing inappropriate about your name. Not even close. It was just somebody got mad at you, and they fucking trumped up a reason to be like... I
had another character named something way more inappropriate, and they gave me the choice right then and there to be like, do you want to just change your name to something less appropriate right now? And I was like, yeah.
And that has its own story. The one of the for dwarves, if you just hit randomize for name, one of the randomized names is Faghan. And that's not a joke or anything. That's like a kind of a traditional Celtic name or some shit. I don't know. But
I don't know. It's recommended it to me.
Yeah, so
I didn't fucking come up with that.
So you went with that.
I'm going to call my WoWcraft character a fag.
Fag or a Faghan. It was. I think it's pronounced Fagin. But so it was like, here's this randomized name Fagin. So it's like, okay, you went with that, but then you changed it to like give it a last name, and it didn't fit. So you just shortened the Faghan to just Fagn. And again, this was a name that World of Warcraft recommended as a randomized name. So you're just going with the name.
And laughed, and then I'm like, you know what? I'm going with this. I'm sticking with this.
And they didn't change it. The other name they fucking changed. They got reported. It wasn't fag anything, not even close to any racial slur or swear word or an insult or anything. It wasn't kill all WoW players in real life or anything. It wasn't even close to that.
Uden. It wasn't boil the Uden.
If anything, it was a reference to another game that wasn't even like M-rated. I think it was like a T-rated game that had it was an RTS. Should we even say what?
No.
All right, yeah, but
the point.
But it was completely tepid. It was completely tepid. It was a little funny.
Yeah. No, it was friendly.
Yeah. It's happy. It wasn't in any way hostile or crude or cruel.
I actually kind of still like the character's name that I renamed it to. I made sure to think of something that I would be satisfied with before I even attempted renaming the character again.
I think I actually named a character that too, and I fucking not reported or anything because no one really gives a shit. There's always, though, like the 1% of the player base.
I did try and contest it too by explaining, hey, this isn't even a swear word.
It's a reference to another video game that's not a swear word in the other video game either.
But it didn't matter.
Yeah, no, they don't care because
we're talking about WoW here.
Because they know, they're like, hey, you're going to have to pay $20 to change the name. You know, there you go. Enjoy your game. Fucking $20 fucking to change your name from randomized Glausguju, you know, which is what they changed it to. They changed it to like some really difficult to spell fucking bullshit.
Yeah, difficult to spell, difficult to pronounce, difficult to even wrap your fucking head around.
Yeah. And I think it was a randomized name.
There would have been apostrophe, yeah, something like that. There would have been apostrophes in the name.
If they had that ability, but they don't. Fortunately,
they do not.
Because there would be so many faggot night elves running around with apostrophes in their name, which is the worst thing ever. The worst thing for character names, the worst things for fantasy character names, and the worst thing for elf names is any name with a fucking apostrophe in it. Every time somebody writes a character with an apostrophe in their name, the character either needs to be an unbearable faggot, or the writer should be raped in real life. And that's not even fucking.
So be sure to like, comment, and subscribe.
Yes. Anyways,
that was something I had to spend. I spent money to my eternal shame. I went ahead. It was a horrible name, and I changed it to something way better, way easier to spell and remember.
Just something nice and straightforward.
I'm satisfied with what I changed it to. But you know what? It takes $10.
It goes to show.
The character's name.
It goes to show how cunty the game is.
Just doing a realm transfer, which I've also done. I mentioned it to some guy, and he's like, how hard is it to really transfer a character across realms? That shouldn't be a huge amount of labor for the development team. Why are they charging $20 for that? Mm-hmm. But sure enough, they do.
And sure enough, it is literally just a copy-paste.
The realm I was on was just such horrid dog shit.
Yeah, it was.
I don't think that should even matter. This is before battle groups. They never had battle groups before.
What are battle groups?
Battle groups are just clusters of realms.
Yeah.
A realm is a server, and battle groups are just clustered servers together so that you can play. You can even see that basically now when you're online with somebody else who's in a different realm.
Yeah, it's cross-connection.
It will show the name of their realm.
It's actually a really good system where somebody on another server can now play with you on your server just by cross-connecting. Therefore, you're more likely to end up with other players in an area. It's really nice, and they're decided basically by the general location of the server. Like US East, a lot of the servers on that will be in the same battle realm, so there'll be cross connection. And so you tend not to end up with other realms or other locations of the planet. You won't end up with Chinese people. But in particular, also
our mains were on a PvP realm, which the game tricked us into thinking we wouldn't be able to do PvP at all unless we're on a PvP realm, because the game doesn't tell you shit.
Yeah, the game doesn't tell you can't do the PvP stuff unless you go into PvP. But it turns out, yes, you can go to any of the PvP battlegrounds on any server.
Turns out the game was being a little fucker again.
Yes, the game, you're being a little fucker again, Blizzard. But again, this is an example of why the game sucks. That's something that gets very undersold. The community is terrible. It's the worst gaming community. It's the Steven Universe of gaming communities. The World of Warcraft.
Oh, that's bad.
The community, but also the developers from the very beginning to even current day. The GMs, the people who fucking, manage the game, who, if something bugs out, you can try and contact them, and they fucking try and get back to you, usually by flying up to you with their flying mount with a fucking overly elaborate emote macro.
Explaining that they are flying up to you on their flying mount.
Yes. It's just like...
And I'm looking around, and it's like, I don't see anyone.
Oh, fuck, another Orcancel. There.
Where?
I attacked it. Anyways, this is a nice enclosed area though, so it's not hard to miss at least. Anyways, the community is so bad that it's the kind of game where they will change your name without warning just so that you have to pay money to change your name to something you actually want after getting reported by somebody being angry. Usually, it wasn't because you called somebody faggot. It wasn't because
emotional.
Yeah, it wasn't because you called somebody a faggot. It was because
I don't do that.
You were in.
I don't really care.
Yeah, it was because you were in a battleground. This is a little tough. I should drop a fucking face specter. And it was
said the word gay.
No, it wasn't
Night
even that. It was
elves
like
are gay, and people got offended.
You were in like
I'm on Horde.
You were in a capture the flag run, and you were near the flag, but you had low health, so you didn't pick it up. So somebody reported you. That's how your name got changed. Somebody reported your name for being offensive, so that they were like, "Hey, I'll fucking get back at this guy for not picking up the flag and capping it because they only had 10 health left."
Didn't want to get the fucking flag sent all the way back.
Yeah, exactly. They're like, why do you know? And instead of screaming at you, but they probably did that too. They're probably screaming at you. Usually, they'll try and whisper scream at you, where they fucking direct or not whisper, but you know that's what the direct messages in the game is called. Is called whispering. They'll direct message you.
Private message.
Yeah, they'll private message you where they're screaming at, "Why are you fucking piece of shit?" You know, just so easily angry. Their entire lives.
And kill yourself.
Yeah,
and then they report me.
For not even doing anything right, just because for doing something they see as wrong because they're easily
played smart.
Yeah, or because you did something that you couldn't. There was nothing you could do about. It's like, well, there's nothing I could do about it, and they decide that
again playing smart.
Yeah,
I was playing smart.
Yeah, and that again. That's just an example. That's not the
exact...
And
they are so stupid because they're fags.
And again, that wasn't what actually happened. That's just an example of the kind of stuff that happens, especially to us all the time, is people just screaming angrily over stuff that's really... Like, they're like, why are you all dead? And it's like, well, you're dead too. So why are you getting mad when you're the one who's also dead? You're just being an angry... You're being a little fucker again now, aren't you?
So I had to give them money for that. I had to give them money for realm transfers, which I've done more than one time. So
that's the game. That is the game. That's not just the community. That's the entire game. That's World of Warcraft. It fucking basically rips you off out of more money. The monthly fee is a ripoff, but paid server transfers are a ripoff. Name changes.
That shit's a bigger ripoff.
If like, say if you had a name and you're like, oh, I don't like this name, I want to rename it something else, and you wanted to change the name, that's fine. But if somebody reports you because they're mad, and the GM is like, yeah, that guy's a jerk because we got a previous report from him like 3 months ago or a couple of years ago where he said somebody was a faggot. And so he got reported for hate speech conduct.
Gay. He said the word gay.
In reference to World of Warcraft. Describing World of Warcraft or fucking World of Warcraft players.
Which is
usually 99% of the time, especially with us, it was in response to somebody else screaming angrily out, "You fucking cunt piece of shit, I fucking hate you," over something that was really insignificant and meaningless. And then if you call them a faggot in return, you get reported. Again, this didn't happen to anyone else until it started happening to us.
We invented that.
Yeah, this is...
I have no
we're not saying this happened...
about saying this either.
Yeah, this didn't...
I know people are getting upset.
This didn't just start happening.
Right now.
This isn't new.
They're already upset. I'm detecting upsetness. Yeah, detecting levels of upset.
Yeah, people's
this coordinate.
Yeah, people's assholes are already starting to get a little inflamed just from us saying these horrific hate facts, these brutal truths that they can't do anything about. It's really quite sad,
painful,
but also kind of pathetic.
Painful truth bombs. They're going to need a major tux. They're going to need a tux pad the size of their own body. Wrap themselves in a tux, but gigantic, oversized tux pad.
Tux pajamas. But because their whole body is now a gigantic inflamed asshole. That's what we did.
Tux.
Just by pointing out these objective truths. Anyways, but yeah, that is World of Warcraft in a nutshell. That is one of the many things we have against the game. We don't have that against the game. That's what's wrong with the game. We simply point it out.
Well, it's what's wrong with Blizzard as a development company.
Yes, is that they ripped us off before anyone else. They basically have stolen our money by fucking forcing us to change our names. Forcing us to pay money for this shit.
If there was a way I could take that money away from Blizzard and give it to Warframe, I would absolutely do that in a heartbeat.
Especially considering that, as we have proven, World of Warcraft has taken our ideas that we've suggested to them through various ways and put them into the game. So they're taking our ideas and then they take our money. We really shouldn't give them any money. The thing is that $15 every couple of years...
It was easy to justify. It's not so easy to justify now. Hence why I haven't been playing the game very much at all lately.
Yeah, your account, has lapsed after you played for a couple months. And I had
taken like 2 years off of the game before that.
And again, we explain why we do play the game, because the parts of the game we like are still there. There are those parts, you can go and do them.
They're not there in WoW Classic, that's for damn sure.
But also at the same time, we get the expansions for free by simply waiting for them to be outdated, and then just renew our account and fucking go play them for free. And then I can be like, oh, I love it, because I still like my cow.
It's like I just save $50 or $60 by doing that. Yeah, exactly. I can easily justify $15 for a month of WoW or 2.
But it should be.
I played something like 4 months a while.
Yeah, this time
because it was the expansion,
the new expansion. But also, you went back through like the panda, like just getting
the panda
mounts and stuff,
and the whatever Warlords of Draenor. I went back through that too.
Yeah, and that's and plus I played for a bit longer than I wanted to. But I basically play until I feel like I'm burned out or have done everything. And sometimes that takes a couple months, sometimes it takes 3.
Well, in this case also, going back to Pandaland and Snorlords, I got to experience some content that I never experienced before. And I also got, some transmog, some armor appearances, a few mounts that I didn't have.
We got stuff.
The Brewfest came up, and while my account,
for the first time,
so I got to do that
in about 7 years. For the first time in about 7 years, we actually had Brewfest was active, the active holiday while our accounts were
one
active.
of the oldest achievements I have is 2007 Brewfest Stein.
Yeah,
it's 11 years old.
Yeah, exactly. That's how old our fucking accounts are. And we played before then, too. So, here's the thing. We don't really need to justify why we play the game, except for...
I'm not telling anyone that the
angry
game...
WoW fags are like, oh, why do you fucking even play the game if you complain about it that much?
That's typical
because they're
WoW
missing
fags.
The point. Yeah.
They can't comprehend the idea of being able to criticize something that you actually like, which is the only way to live, by the way.
Yeah, that's something that only nerds are capable of.
You don't actually like something if you refuse to criticize
it. But they're not only missing the point, they're evading it actively, like cowards. They're running away from the point in fear, out of fear and out of retardation, I guess it could be another way to put it. But... so that's why the game is objectively bad, and we play it still because there is good content to be squeezed out of it. And plus, because we've played it a long time ago, and sometimes I do want to go back to my old character and revive him for a month or two.
I like the characters I made, and it's not like the WoW characters are really all that amazing or anything, but I've done so much. I've had so many adventures, so many wicked sick.
And it is cool to. I think it's cool to play a game a game that has minotaurs on it in it, where I can play a giant Bara Minotaur or something.
Either a giant Bara Minotaur or maybe some kind of giant horned cat. It's like a Minotaur, but instead it's a cat with horns.
Yeah, you can see
it
cool that way too. If you want. Yes,
sort of cool.
Sort of like in Guild Wars 2. But anyways,
that's on the list. I don't know if you saw that I put on the list. Basically, stuff I want to cover for the other MMOs we played, the few other MMOs we have played.
That'll definitely be a good episode of How to Fix World of Warcraft. Let's talk about Guild Wars 2 for an hour.
Let's talk about not World of Warcraft.
Yes, exactly. Which is... Warframe would be another good example of things to talk about.
So is there anything else to cover about this subject? Because I'm pretty sure that wasn't even in the thing.
Yeah, that wasn't even in the notepad, and that was just something that we started going off about because it's important and because it is it's relevant. It's relevant to how World of Warcraft basically steals money, especially from us, but also how we ended up, paying money for a game that I really wouldn't pay for if I had the opportunity. In fact, I remember getting a free month and being like, okay, free month, fuck it.
Here's an excavation lift.
Yeah,
so
this definitely up for this.
I need cryogic.
I wish I could earn free months more easily and more often, because I would just play the game for free.
They actually added that ability with the ability to buy a month subscription for gold.
Yeah, you can just use the gold in your game from.
I actually ended up getting enough money to do that recently, but it took several months to get the money.
Yeah, I have a feeling...
If I spent that money, I wouldn't be able to spend it on anything else.
I have a feeling that's easier to get at least more money to do that if we had the later expansion, which we're not... Again, I'm not going to spend money to get the latest expansion. I don't care if it's on sale or half price or anything. I'm just not going to fucking spend... Again, anything to prevent me from spending as much money as possible on World of Warcraft. For the few times that I play. Again, I only renew once, maybe every 2 years tops. It's really once per expansion, outdated expansion, in other words. But, oh, a flower. Wow, I like sunlight flowers.
It's easier to fucking... Yeah, I'm actually short on sunlight thresher cones, so I'm trying to fucking pick those up.
3 angels short, if you will.
My favorite angels short.
Anyways,
mango.
That's good enough for a topic, though. There's a lot of other reasons why World of Warcraft is bad.
Believe me, there's other times. This was not even one of the major ones. This was kind of a minor one, but it's definitely one.
It's something that adds up with all the other stuff combined. When you combine
for the amount of grinding that I'm doing in Warframe, Warframe is completely free to play.
Yeah, exactly.
I wish I could spend more money on Warframe, but one of the nice things about Warframe is at least I don't have to.
If I suddenly came into a lot of money, like a lot of consistent money that I wouldn't have to worry about, like being N-person rich, about blowing, is like, fucking, here's a lot of money, I'm going to blow it all on Warframe, and it's like, oh no, we're broke again, how are we going to pay this fucking mortgage? Oh no, the fucking furnace is broken, whatever.
Fucking hospital bills are racking up.
Yeah, exactly.
Hospital bills.
I should go get these cavities filled.
I sure hope nothing ever goes wrong.
Yeah, exactly. If I came into regular money, these guys need to not fucking...
Not even Arab money.
But anyways, if we had like good regular money, I would immediately go blow a bunch on Warframe just to try to make up the karmic damage.
Buy a bunch of platinum.
Yeah, exactly. I would just go buy...
karmic damage of supporting Blizzard... worst company.
I would go calculate how much I think, like really oversell how much I think I spent on World of Warcraft. It's like, okay, when we first got it, we played for like 5 or 6 months straight, so that's times 15, and then I came back for like another 3 or 4 months, that's times 15. And then this expansion, I bought the expansion when it was new, and then probably played it for another month afterwards, so that's 50 plus 15, blah, blah, blah. I would just add all that up over, and then calculate it, oversell it, being like,
spent this on realm transfers and this on whatever the hell else.
Goose it by another
paid service I had to waste money on.
Goose it by another $15 every time I fucking a new expansion came out. Plus any months I calculated. So just overestimating how much I fucking played any of the shit. And then
we did get Warlords of Draenor for free.
Whatever amount that is, I would go buy double that much in platinum for Warframe. Anyways, Warlords of Draenor, Legion, I think maybe Wutlick we just played for free. I don't know.
I don't think so.
But I would calculate. I honestly
don't remember because this is going back way far back.
I would calculate
Cataclysm. Neither. I don't. I was late to the party for Cataclysm. I know that.
Yeah. I would just calculate the full price of those in. So I would pay all of that into fucking just to try and make up for it. I would buy that much worth of platinum every time.
Looks like somebody didn't to get the rest of their fucking things.
I did. I fucking made sure. You know what?
Yeah, we all had... everyone else had 10. I already saw that.
Yep. Not my fault. Not my fault, not my problem. Let's see. Another one of these. So yeah, that's worth a video right there. That's about a half hour.
Yes.
So yeah,
that's a brilliant video right there.
Fuck, that's good pepperoni, and if you want to be verified on social media, you're barely a human being.